So now what we need to do is that we need to work on the content navigation drawer. So at the top here, at the top, I'm going to create that widget. I'm going to say here, content navigation drawer. And notice that I added angular brackets because whenever you create a widget at the beginning of the code, you need to add the angular brackets. You need to surround it with with angular brackets. And for this content navigation drawer, first of all, we need to define the orientation. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the orientation is going to be vertical. And we also need to specify the padding and spacing. So the padding and the spacing can be any number you want. I'm going to say padding, and then let me give it a padding of 8 dp. And for the spacing, I'm going to also give it a spacing of 8 dp. And then inside it, we need to create anchor layout. So here I'm going to say anchor layout. And for this anchor layout, I'm going to give it the following attributes. So the first attribute is going to be the anchor x, which is going to be left. Because we want to display it on the left side, we want the navigation drawer to be displayed on the left side, as well as the content. And the size hint y, I'm going to say size hint y none. This must be defined. Otherwise you are going to get an error, probably. The height of this anchor layout is going to be the avatar.height. So the height of the avatar is going to match the height of the avatar. If the avatar is, say, 8 dp, the anchor layout is going to be 8 dp. Then we want to display an image inside that anchor layout. Let's display something. Let me here say image, to display an image. So here I'm going to say image, and then let's give it an ID. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4 ID, and then I'm going to say avatar. And then I'm going to here say size, and then size hint. For the size hint, it's going to be none. Again, this must be defined, otherwise you're going to get an error. We also need to define the size itself. So the size can be anything, but this is actually very important, because if you give it a very big size, the image is going to look terrible, because it's going to take a very big space of the screen, and we don't want that. We just want it to take like 50 dp, something small. And for the width and for the height. So for the width and height, I'm going to say 50 dp, 50 dp. Finally, we need to say source. What is the source? Source is the source of the image URL. So we need to create a folder that stores the image. So I'm going to say data. I'm going to create a folder called data, and then I'm going to say, let's say logo.png. So I'm going to create this. We need to get an image.